Street in Woonsocket. This is ON AM and FM.
WOON, Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
All right, well, welcome everybody to Coffee Ann for this third day of September. Joe stopped most all this week, and I'm here. Hi there, Dave Richards, and around the table we have the Wrecking Crew. Starting off with, we have, who shall we do first? Well, let's do Melissa first. I mean, Melissa's
Ladies
going to have
before
to.
gentlemen.
There you. Well, you could look at it that way, but I'm sure that we're all rather ecumenical around here. We'll be getting back to her for her first message in a few moments. But that's hi, Melissa.
Good morning. How
Want
are
everybody
you?
to recognize your voice. That's the whole idea of saying hello, so they can recognize your voice. You know. And then the other voice you heard out of turn was Tim Draper.
Yeah, you know.
And the guy who is
Never been a
behaving
rule
himself because he's now a radio professional, John Ward, is sitting there waiting to be introduced.
Exciting.
Hi, John. And we'll have some great discussion here, no doubt. We've certainly prepared a lot of notes to spark some interest in the conversation here this morning. But before we do, first message from our friends at the St. Antoine Communities. Melissa, that's yours.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community, we are a large long-term care campus in North Smithfield. We have a beautiful assisted living community called the Villa at St. Antoine. It's a 76 apartment facility, as well as a long-term care facility with a rehab on site called St. Antoine Residence, which accommodates up to 260 people. So if you are interested in learning more about the services we have available on our property or how we can support you and your loved one, maybe going through some healthcare transitions, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can contact me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net. Thank you.
Hi. Did it throw you when the
Totally threw me. I'm like, what
Yeah.
happened?
The amplification.
Well, the echo was weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Well, I don't notice it because that echo is for me, so I don't have to put headphones on. Years ago, I just stopped wearing headphones for medical and other reasons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't mean medical because there was something wrong with me. I didn't want there to be something wrong with me. I may be the only guy of my age that doesn't have any hearing problems that was in this business because it's notorious for people in our business to have hearing problems because they wear headphones at screeching volumes all the time. Well, I stopped doing it in my 20s. And I always devised a way to have something on that told me there was something on the air that should be, and I tuned my ear to it. Well, that pair of headphones over there was turned up to screech. And you see, and so I can tell that there's a voice on the air.
Oh, there you go.
You know? Okay, so I just turned it down. I heard
So
it
what
while
happened?
you were
It
talking.
was my voice that irritated you, and then you turned it
Oh,
down.
no,
is
no,
what
no,
you were
no.
saying, so.
No, I realized it was no longer
go to a
needed
whisper.
anymore. I realized it no longer needed anymore, so I turned it down because I didn't want it to affect you. Me, I accept it, but I didn't want to bother you or any of our fine gentlemen assembled at the table here this morning. Speaking of fine gentlemen, did everybody have a nice, I'll start with John this time. Did everybody have a nice holiday weekend? John, did you do anything?
Every weekend is a holiday weekend for me. I'm retired.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Was there any
Rub that in.
was there any
No, it was-
activity
it
that
was-
you engaged
it was
in
a-
that was
it was a
particularly
quiet,
memorable?
It was a quiet, restful weekend with my wife. We just did a little bit of excursion stuff and relaxed.
Well, that's probably what happens when you get retired. You can just
she's
you
not.
don't have to cram your relaxation into the holiday weekends that are designated. You can relax at other times and then just veg out.
She's not retired though, so relaxation is more important
Oh, I can.
rather than making all big plans and going crazy and getting her exhausted before she goes back to work on Tuesday.
But I'm sure Tim
Yes.
saw the opportunity for a holiday and made the most of it, right?
I did.
Any traveling?
Actually, I went to a wedding in the New Jersey, New York area of the Rampo Mountains. A
Really?
friend of ours, niece got married, and we were fortunately invited down. It was a lot of fun, but it was a whirlwind trip. It was down, wedding, back. Not same day. We stayed over, but it was we crammed a lot into the weekend, and then we had birthdays. My son's birthday,
Yeah.
30th birthday, my grandson's 3rd birthday.
That's right. We had that on the
and
radio.
my daughter-in-law's 1st birthday.
Did you have separate
30th
parties?
birthday,
Or did
daughter-in-law's 1st
was like,
birthday?
wow.
That's weird. My son
did you
really-
have one party for your son and your grandson?
My daughter-in-law, who has literally given birth 3 weeks ago to our newest grandson,
Mazel tov.
thank you, had a they threw together a party for family and friends to celebrate all 3 birthdays. Well, they're celebrating Malcolm's the 3rd, the 3-year-old. They're celebrating him, but technically we had cakes for
Tying
everybody.
and everything else, yeah.
Right, we had cakes for everybody. So it was a busy weekend, very fun as always, but kind of sad in a way because that's the ceremonial end of the summer, and you just sit there and kind of go, huh. End of Monday night. It was like, I guess reality sets in.
Don't
for
feel
me.
that way. Autumn Fest is
Yeah.
coming.
Autumn Fest is coming. Woo!
Well, that's I see that a lot in families, and it happened in Denise's family as well. When you have birthdays that are close together,
Yeah.
they just double up and have one big party. Or in the case of Denise's sister Marge, her birthday is in late December. So guess what? She doesn't really get a birthday party.
She gets to celebrate with Jesus.
Yes, there you go. All right, Melissa, what did you do over your last few days here?
Well, let's acknowledge the weather was just awesome.
Yeah, I
It was
know.
just a
I
perfect
know.
weather weekend, I think. I am trying to adjust to having half the chaos in my life with one kid being away and only having one sports schedule. And so there's a lot of quiet time all of a sudden. It's very odd. So this weekend,
You'll get used to it. I could tell. Talking from experience, you'll get used to
I know.
it.
I think I will. I need to find things that I like to do again. Think of myself, which is an odd concept, I guess, because when you raise children, you put so much into their interests and their likes and
Sure.
shuffling them all over the place. And so one out of the house and one had to work on Saturday anyway. So I found myself 6 hours cleaning my oldest daughter, who is now at college, cleaning out her bedroom. 6 bags of trash.
So when she gets home, she's gonna be like, "Where's my stuff?"
Oh yeah.
And
she's
would
gonna
she have agreed with you that the things that went into the bags were
I
trash?
feel, and I knew all have raised children that have all moved out. I feel like I did a very good job in kind of consolidating the things from high school that, once you come back from college, I remember the feeling very well. It's a
You don't need
disconnect.
it.
You've moved on, even after only a few weeks. You're in a college headspace. You have a new world. So I kind of collected a lot of that high school tchotchke stuff that you accumulate senior year, all the awards, all the whatever, and just put them in a bin. Out of sight, out of mind. But just purging all of the
Oh,
leftover.
I see. So you put them in storage, on-site
Yes,
storage.
in the basement.
Okay.
The water bottle.
But I was having
You know
this
what?
conversation.
My son is 42 years old. Going to be 42 years old this month. And we still have two or three boxes of his stuff up in the attic from his high school, college days.
I was exchanging
It's like-
with my sister-in-law this weekend about this. She's like, 6 bags of trash. That's impossible. I know your daughter. Like, she's not a hoarder. She's not a whatever. And I said, you don't understand. There were things like in crevices of her room. When you have athletes for children, every year as a parent, you just think like you do the laundry. You know that there's not like even pairs of socks from soccer season or lacrosse season, or they're covered in pellets or whatever from the turf. So you always think new sports season, let me grab some new socks.
Right.
You think when you give those socks to your kids
They throw the old ones away.
that the old ones must have been thrown away.
Nope.
Again, very neat and tidy kid, but she had a bin of socks in her closet. I could not get over there were socks probably from kindergarten. I don't even know how it happened. It just happened. Times a bunch of other examples, but this is boring for the radio and I'm so sorry, but it's just, yes, it was a cleansing day on Saturday. And then I shared with him that off the air, the fact that my parents have a lake house in Burrville, and it's getting a little sad because we had these glory years, like he was showing pictures of his grandson's birthday party, of remembering all the years of my nieces and nephews at my dad's lake house, getting together 3-4 times every summer, go on the boat, swim in the water, all the things. And we're down to like 3 kids out of 9 that could get together this weekend. And it was nice as adults, but these kids are, even now, high schools and seniors or sophomore or high school seniors or sophomores, and it's just changing. And I missed the little stage. That's Labor Day weekend was a close to the summer, but it was also like getting the kids together one last good weekend before the school year begins. And it's just, life is different. I'm just coping. It's totally fine. Hopefully there's women out there listening that remember these feelings that I'm expressing. I'm sitting on a panel with all men, and I'm looking around for someone to pass me a tissue, and no one's passing one, but
You don't have any.
it's
I'll give you
fine.
a paper towel.
Is that like crown molding?
Coping.
I
Coping. It's a coping saw.
Well, I'd be very pleased to get you some tissue if you wanted to, but I didn't. I really didn't detect it was that sad a thing for you.
No, it's not sad. I'm actually very
a little
happy
melancholy
with everything.
that time is marching on.
It
you
is.
knew it would,
It's
and now
almost.
here,
this
now
weekend
it's
was
here.
a reality check, but I'm cleansed and I'm good, and it's all good things, and I feel very blessed. So I'm not complaining, and I'm really not crying.
Thinking back, now I'm
Yes.
going to give you my daughter-in-law's schedule and my son's schedule for Labor Day itself. High school field hockey practice, flag football practice. L. Henry, flag football, basketball. Brady, basketball, flag football practice. 6 different locations.
Yep.
6
Divide
different
and
times,
conquer. Yep.
One day.
Yep.
And it's like
2 people.
I don't even know what Grant was doing, but it's like,
No.
it's constant motion.
Constant motion.
And you know what's funny? So my husband and I, we call them these therapy walks every Saturday and Sunday. He works most weekends, but before he leaves, like 6 a.m., whatever, we will go out for like a 3-mile walk somewhere just to kind of connect, touch base, what's going on, whatever. So we were talking this weekend on one of our therapy walks about that. How did we do it all those years? Our Saturdays and Sundays, even with his schedule, a lot fell on me, but coordinating with other parents and trusting other parents with your kid. Games were not 10 minutes away. They were in South County. They were in Connecticut. They were wherever. We always just did a 1 competitive team rule on top of rec league. So no more than 2 teams per kid. That was the only gist that we could manage. But there's carryover now into all seasons. It's no longer AAU for basketball is in the winter, competing with rec. It's now fall through the spring. Same thing for volleyball. It's out of control. And my only advice maybe, and you've already given it to your kids, I'm not sure, looking back, none of that matters. None of that matters. My kid didn't go on to play college lacrosse or whatever. And I'm not sure she would have even wanted to.
Yeah.
There's options for club, whatever else. But then you say to yourself, all the money, all the travel, half the time by the moment you reach high school, there's drama with the kids on the team anyways. So in the younger years, don't travel. Put your foot down. Enjoy the kids. Be in your backyard. Ride bikes.
I have to disagree with you.
Oh, all right.
Because
Wasn't prepared for that.
I have to disagree with you because it's my considered opinion that the reason why people have babies when they're young is because they can put up with all that baloney. And that's the reason why people don't have babies when they get older, because they can't handle it.
Probably.
That when you're younger, you just find a way to put up with it and to meet the needs and the demands of the growing family. Give them the best experience growing up that you can, and because it's so important to you.
And
you
kill
find a
yourself
way
in
to
the
do it.
process.
Right.
But I'll say,
But when you're older now and
Yeah.
you start seeing them go through it as a grandparent, you say to yourself, "Oh, I couldn't do that again.
Nope.
I choose no."
but I have to ask, because when you and I were growing up,
Yes. But same time.
there were no traveling leagues to speak of.
Right. There wasn't. But there were other things.
There was, and the generation before us, it was inconceivable because you and I got on a bike to go play baseball.
Yep.
We didn't wait for Dad or Mom to bring us somewhere. You got on your bike, you put your mitt, you took your bat, and you rode dangerously with only one hand on the handlebars
Well, something-
to get to where
On
you
the
were
road because
going.
there were no
Yeah,
sidewalks.
yeah.
On the road.
Right. Because
with
if
that.
you were carrying the bat,
Bike with traffic.
You might be one of only 3 that brought one.
that's right. And so if you were carrying the bat on your bike, you can't do the bat and the handlebar
That's
at the
right.
same time.
So it trained you to be.
But also different. Even when those competitive sports creeped in, however many years after you guys were little, because I would say I did competitive,
really
but it was
started in the
only
90s.
Saturdays and Sundays were never touched. Sunday was family
Sundays
time,
were verboten.
but now Sundays are also on the list of traveling. So it's
I think
And holidays.
And holidays.
It really started like in the late 80s and 90s.
Yeah, but Walmart wasn't open. Well, Walmart wasn't around. But the stores weren't open on Sundays either.
Sundays, yeah.
And you see, because it's that tradition that the seventh day that everybody was trying to observe best they could
Right.
before the genie escaped from the vessel.
Well, right.
And now look at it. Now you go to Walmart and it's busier there than it is on a Saturday morning.
Well, we've gone through, let's say, so my youngest is going to be getting her confirmation this year as a sophomore, which is considered late now. I guess most freshman classes or even 8th grade classes get their confirmation. But whatever, my church is a little bit still old school. So she'll be a sophomore getting her confirmation. And every year We deal with the person who organizes the catechism program,
Right.
lecturing parents about choosing faith over
Over
sports.
Sunday, right.
And it is
get
a
it too.
big issue, and it's a hard line, because what do you do when your kid's involved in competitive sports and you're supposed to be on the road and you have a tournament and you have all these things and you're getting pulled back into like, okay, but faith matters and church matters, and now you have to get signatures from the priest, if you have to go to a church in a different state because you're on the road for whatever it is. It's really becoming power struggles, I think, for these families to find balance between work, sports, faith, whatever your personal values are. It's I just think it goes back to everything is spinning so fast. So my Saturday morning was kind of like the crashing halt of all things. And so it's interesting. I can already look at people like your kids saying to myself, what would I do different? Might have paced it out a little differently, because it was like 100 miles an hour for 18
That's the
years.
interesting thing, is what are your kids going to perceive that as having been in terms of what they do with their kids
Right.
when that time comes.
Interesting, right?
The reality is that I think the problem is faith is going to lose that conversation.
Which is sad. And
It is.
so in our house, I mentioned already that my husband works a lot of weekends. He's on the road a lot. You add sports into that, etc. But I always kind of justified it in my head, and maybe people wouldn't agree with this. If he's actually home and we have the ability to sit home, have a cup of coffee, make pancakes for the kids, and stay in our jammies until 10 o'clock on a Sunday over rushing everyone out of the house at 8 a.m. to hit church and check that box, sometimes we would choose the pancakes. And I'm not sure the catechism coordinator would have agreed with that decision, but
she would
I would
not.
argue it 10 times over, because in some ways it doesn't matter whether you're in a church or in your house. If you're with your family, that's faithful, and that's reflecting, and that's soaking
It's
up that
definitely good
opportunity.
parenting.
So those are tough choices I think
Yeah.
families are making. So
They are.
going to church and filling a seat, it looks a little quieter in church, but I don't think that means that people aren't faithful anymore. I think it's just maybe being demonstrated in different ways.
Maybe.
You hope.
There, I have to agree with you tremendously, because being a faithful person, the way I was brought up, means acting it out every day and teaching the kids how to make decisions, because there's going to be times where you have to make a decision, and you look at what's needed for everybody. Where's the greater good going to come from? And then you make a decision based on that. If necessary, explain it to the youngsters so they can understand how the decision was made and perhaps make one themselves down the line. So
Yeah.
I would, as much as I disagreed the last time, I completely agree with you there.
You know what's funny?
balance.
You talking about like what the kids are going to do when they're older and what choices they're going to make. The one gift that we had to show our kids like the tiniest reflection of what it was like growing up in the 80s for me, late 70s, 80s, is COVID, when the world stopped. They talk about that in such a positive light. Of course, take out the fear, take out all the things that happened initially, not being in school, but like some of our best
Losing
memories
aunts
as
and uncles
families
and- yeah, right.
was literally that time space of where the world stopped. There were no sports, there was no rushing off to school. We had more time together as a family, board games, riding bikes, going for walks together. They reflect on that so positively, and I feel like that was the closest example I could give them to what it was like growing up in the 80s. Simplicity and just...
Try
know?
the 60s and 70s. It was even
Yeah.
more so.
Which
I know.
Actually, we grew up in the 60s and we were taking over in the 70s, right, John?
Which is what part of my pet peeve about modern society, because, and I often post these things on Facebook when I see them. It's the loss of free structured play among children outside specifically. Where back when we were growing up, again, you got on your bike, you went somewhere with kids, you went off in the woods, you went anywhere, you were out there all day.
And you were back
Home
when the
when the
street
Nobody
lights
knew where you
came on.
were. Now your parents would be arrested. But you would be out there all day exploring, doing things, going by a brook, catching frogs,
Learning stuff, being a
learning
kid.
things, and being a kid. Kids don't do that anymore. Nope.
Right.
They're not allowed to do it in many cases anymore. Many cases, you laughed when I said you'd be arrested, but there are many states where you'd be arrested. If you
Yeah.
let your kid go, even to the park. I live not even, maybe a quarter of a mile from Vernon Park.
Vernon Park, right.
If I were in another state and I let my kid walk from my house to Vernon Park, and a neighbor complained
I saw
to
the kid walking
DCYF,
alone, no
they'd be
supervision.
at my house threatening to take my kid away.
Right. Well, look what just happened with the ding dong ditch or the doorbell
Oh,
ditch
my
that
goodness.
just
Yeah,
happened,
yeah.
and that 11-year-old boy was
Should've
shot.
killed.
Now that's unreal to me, because you think not that I've had that happen to me in a long time, but kids screwing around in your neighborhood or doing silly pranks like that,
Right.
I kind of laugh. It's like, it's funny. It's like it brings you back. That to me is an example of what would happen now. And I'm not sure if I would let my kids freely go out as much, because you don't know who you're going to upset, and you don't know who you're going to rub the wrong way and what the reaction is going to be anymore. Whereas that used to be a prank that we all did. Well, I did anyways. I'm not sure if you did. But everyone used to do that.
No,
I stopped doing it when they had the ring bells.
Oh.
With the cameras on them.
You just stopped
Well,
5
that
years
was like
ago.
5 years ago.
All the fun is out
Picture
of it.
Dave at the doorbell.
Hey guys, we have to take a little break over here. Melissa, can you shift gears real quick and give us a second message for Saint Antoine?
I will try. I did mention on the air last week, and I'll mention it again because tomorrow night is a really exciting night for us. We are going to be celebrating 25 years at the Villa at Saint Antoine. So our assisted living has been around for 25 years. A lot of folks that come to visit us and tour that building often remember that on the site where that is located right now is the former location of Saint Antoine Residence, which existed there for many years prior, and then at one point was torn down and then rebuilt on the backside of the property, and that gave room for the villa to be built. So we're going to be celebrating it. So we're inviting a lot of old friends, new friends, staff, their families, residents, their families. It's going to be a wonderful celebration, just acknowledging all the hard work over the years that has been put into that wonderful home for our residents. And I just wanted to acknowledge the excitement that we all have surrounding that. Stay tuned, jump on our Facebook page. I'm sure there'll be lots of pictures to show and highlight of our celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember hospice very, very well.
You do.
I worked there at one time.
Yeah, see, and
Yes.
that happens often when folks come onto the property. They remember.
Well, the building being gone does dull the memories a little bit.
Yeah.
But what's there is just gorgeous.
Yeah, and we're excited. I mean, we're excited to also announce 25 years, just like a home. We're about to embark on some major renovations in that building.
Really?
New flooring, new paint, new furniture, all the things. So we're getting
Oh,
a complete
freshen up.
refresh. Yeah, just like your home.
Yeah.
It's time. So we're excited to kind of do that and then preview that for everyone to see all the changes and upgrades we've made. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting year, a busy year, but an exciting year.
And we'll hear
So-
all about it every Wednesday morning.
You will every Wednesday.
That's
I
it.
will bore you with the details and all the delays with the contractors and all the things that will come with it. No, I'm just kidding.
I am somewhat
We're hoping
disappointed.
for a very smooth process.
I am somewhat disappointed that you didn't talk about the continuum of care and the rest of that at this time.
Well, you were
I was
throwing me
looking
with the
forward to it.
echo,
said,
and I wasn't
Joe's
even-
not going to be here. I get a chance to listen to her talk about the continuum.
Then
of
she
care.
does.
I noticed she dropped the term a few months ago.
I did. Well, you know what's happening? I don't
It's
bring my
been-
clipboard
is it
anymore, but
getting
also the
cliche?
ADD piece that happens to me in this room with you guys, and then you've got like the looks, the interruptions, and then you've got the echoing. I just forget it. You know what I do. You know where we are, and you can call me. So that's my message from now on.
You know,
Give him that number again, Melissa.
401-767-3500.
Yeah, you can say call me, but you got to give the phone number.
Yeah.
Right.
Call me.
Here you go.
867-5309.
You should open your spot by saying, get a pencil and paper so you can write down this number at the end, just like they do on TV.
Oh, that's a great
and then you give
idea,
your message
John.
and you say that,
That-
phone
that's,
number now
that's really
is.
quaint.
I'll point to you. I'll cue you up on that. You let them know what to do, and then I'll jump into my continuum of care message.
Coffee and continues in just a few moments. ON 1240.
Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to investing, call us at 765-8880. Integrity, Trust, Service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This Labor Day, the Home Depot is here to help you prep for the season. So no matter what you're working on, you can get your backyard ready for all the fall festivities. Refresh your garden with savings on a wide selection of colorful mums. Liven up your outdoor space with vibrant string lights. And find the perfect grill for your backyard barbecues this season from our wide selection of grills under $300. Get your fall project started this Labor Day at the Home Depot.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
It's the worldwide sound of ON Radio.
We're back here on Coffee Ann with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper and John Ward. Dave Richards sitting in for Joe, and we were talking about what we did over the weekend. I'll tell you what the police officers in the state of Rhode Island did over the weekend. We have the tally right here.
Oh, boy.
59 DUI arrests.
Ooh.
59 people who haven't gotten it yet. You ain't supposed to drive if you've been drinking. Well, I suppose out of a state with 1 million people in it, that's progress. Because I'm sure there were a whole lot more people driving around with a buzz on.
Check the statistics
years
in
ago.
1978 and see how it compares.
Yeah,
They weren't taking
I don't
records
have
of
I don't
that.
have access to that right now. I don't think they kept the figures the same way.
Probably
They were
back
just
then.
telling you to drive home slower.
slowly.
Yeah, and so 38 law enforcement agencies plus the Rhode Island State Police. The Rhode Island State Police alone, now they've got their statistics together. They made 21 of those 59 DUI arrests. The Stadies did. And they investigated 63 crashes. Wow, 63 crashes
Wow,
over the
that's right.
3-day holiday weekend.
Not even a weather impact.
That's 21 a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, good math.
State police also issued 377 citations for traffic violations. Imagine what the rest of the
So,
people did in the towns.
Traffic violations, inspection stickers, overdue.
Well, could be.
Registrations,
Uh,
slaps.
You know,
Speeding.
wrong way in a
Speeding,
one-way street.
yeah.
Right. Speeding would be
I
another.
bet speeding's a
one.
lot of it.
I mean, if you ever drove north on 95 from the Connecticut border to Warwick,
Yeah.
if you're going, the speed limit's 65. If you're going 75,
You're slow.
you're among the slow traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are passing you flying
Yeah.
on the right.
Have you
on the
tried
left.
146 going south to Providence recently?
Oh, I know. That's another
I
one.
can't believe that one. It's a 55, and you got to be doing 65 and 70 if you want to be with it.
Yeah, and they could make a fortune. I've never seen them recently at the Uxbridge line coming south into Rhode Island where it drops from 65 to 55. But they could make a fortune.
God.
if
You
they
are
just-
so right.
Be
Right
like-
at that,
be
right
like
at that
shooting-
bend. When
Yep.
you get into the state and you go around that bend, if they were right around that bend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since they
They'd
opened
make a
up as
million.
far up as Sutton, like up near that Fresh Marketplace.
Oh, yeah,
Is
the
that what
big-
it's called? Fresh
yeah,
Market.
I think so. Fresh Market.
Near Tony's Pizza,
Yep.
near that big intersection, and they opened up like an extra lane, I think, or
Mm-hmm.
two. People just fly through that light now, so you're picking up speed coming down on 146. You're not going to drop. You're not going to notice the difference of where you're supposed to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thank God for Waze, because it reminds you.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Well,
soon as
and
you
that
change speed
and that's not
zones.
necessarily a bad thing,
No.
as long as it affects the behavior positively.
Right.
I,
Especially
I-
when it tells
I-
you there's police ahead and everybody slows
Well,
down.
yeah, but of course, if John's point is excellent, if the police did decide to go out there and do a little voluntary taxation, they would. It'd be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
absolutely.
They'd have to have 3 or 4 cars out there with the radar doing tag team because it takes longer to write up a ticket than it is to find another perpetrator.
I'll never forget, town of Johnston would put 2 cruisers under the bridge as you get off of 295. You take the Route 6 exit,
Yeah.
and then everybody turns
You go
left
down
to
toward Town
towards
Hall.
the center of town.
Yeah.
So as you pull out from the red light,
Mm-hmm.
of course you hit the accelerator, and you're going, I don't know, 35 to 40 before you even realize it.
And it's
Well,
35 speed limit, dropping to
stop you right
30
there.
a few
Yeah.
feet
And
afterwards.
they're just waiting for you.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the net in the river waiting for the fish to show up.
Our CPA is just beyond Town Hall on Route 6.
Yeah.
And so when we go down there to visit with the CPA, he always reminds us, now, Dave, watch the speed on this road.
Yeah.
They're out to get you. So, and remember, speeding tickets are
like-
not tax deductible.
It's like robbing. it's like robbing banks. That's where the money is, right?
I guess so. Hey, folks, we have to take another break over here because we had a longer first segment, so let's get right to it over here. Time to find out what's going on in the weather department on behalf of the nice folks at the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, which has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Think they'd be tired by now, huh? Learn more about the research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. And I have this little recorded weather forecast I leave for Joe when he does the show, and I'm lazy, so I'm going to play it for myself.
Sunny skies today with a high of 79 degrees and calm wind. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 53. Thursday's weather, sunshine and 78. Thursday night starts clouding up. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 83 degrees and wind gusts from the south up to 25 miles per hour. Saturday, only a 30% chance of a shower, mostly sunny with a high of 85. Sunday, partly sunny and 74. Monday, sunshine and 75. And on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, high near 74 degrees.
Presently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, it is 55 degrees.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Transforming your house into a home is what they do at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Kitchen trends for 2025 include big color, open shelving, mixed materials, hardware reimagined, keeping it green, and room to gather. Kevin and his crew at Cumberland Kitchen can show you the latest trends and possibly something you have not thought of. Visit CumberlandKitchen.com or stop into the showroom in the McDonald's Plaza on Mendon Road, Cumberland, just off Route 295. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
ON, AM, and FM. All right, we're back here on Coffee Ann with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper and John Ward. And Tim, you're in the spotlight now because we need a first message from the Navigant Credit Union and all of its members and branches.
Thanks, Dave. Hey, stay alert, everyone. Spoofed calls and text messages are on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
And if you receive a text or a call appearing to be from us at Navigant Credit Union, we want to remind you and all of our members that we will never ask for your full card number, full Social Security, PIN, or your online mobile banking credentials. Just not going to do it. If something feels off, hang up from the call. If it's a text, don't click or respond, and contact us directly.
Can you delete it and report spam?
You sure can.
'Cause I think that encourages them. Yeah. I think they find out they've been reported as spam, and it encourages them. I just delete now.
Well, so we delete. We suggest that you delete, but we also suggest you give us a call, 233-4700. Grab a pen and pencil, write that down. 233-4700. And that way, you can tell us that something's going on, and we can report it to our security team. And that's really what we're trying to do, stay ahead of the bad guys, because they are certainly trying to stay ahead of you. So if you have any questions about our security efforts, or if you get any of these crazy messages, don't respond. Just give us a call at our number, 233-4700, or visit us online at navigantcu.org, and you can use our fancy new chat feature.
Ooh.
That's it.
Oh, that was
I'm
it.
done.
Oh, fancy new chat.
Everybody's done.
That was
Fancy
the
new chat
crescendo.
feature.
That
That's
was the
it.
crescendo.
Woof,
Okay.
boom.
Fancy new chat feature.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Well, let's see. In the health department here, we see that the Rhode Island Department of Health has issued an overdose spike alert. Did you hear the communities? Cumberland,
Usually.
Lincoln, Smithfield,
really?
North Smithfield.
That's surrounding us.
Yep.
And Barville usually is on that list.
Yeah, Barville usually is, but you know something? I was on the board of directors of a drug abuse, an anti-drug abuse related nonprofit at one time, and what the public never understood, but I did growing up in Barville, is that the drug abuse in Barville far exceeded that in Woonsocket. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally far exceeded. And so it wasn't surprising to me that we had problems out there.
Yep.
So why is that?
Boredom.
There's a little bit more money.
Is it boredom?
There's a little bit more money out there, Yeah, boredom might be part of it,
It's
but
so,
but
like,
only for some.
Remote, like just what's the
Nothing
word
to
I'm looking
do,
for?
no trouble to get into out there.
No,
So we're just
no.
gonna-
There's a little more money out there. You have to if you're going to need a car to get milk and bread and stuff like that. You know.
Curiosity, entitlement.
Yeah.
I'd
Interesting.
some of those
All
factors.
of that, yeah. And when I was growing up in Barrowville, we all heard the stories about Gloucester, Chepachet, and the whole Pontiac region, stuff like that. Well, anyway, be advised. And I guess that's a whole philosophical discussion. I don't know if you want to get into
It's
today,
funny,
folks.
growing up in Smithfield, I will say, not that I was a pot smoker in high school. but I
Smithfield,
had
was that
friends-
Greenville, Spragueville, or
Yeah,
Greenville?
I was on the Esmond side, but
Esmond side, okay.
whatever. Smithfield, the
Yeah.
high school was Smithfield High School, but
I don't know if you were in the metropolitan area of Smithfield or in the woods.
well, now it's metropolitan. When I grew up there, it was mostly farmland, so this is
Yeah.
completely different terrain than it was when I was growing up there. But if someone wanted to get access to drugs or whatever, they went to Pontiac. Like they went to
Yeah.
Chepachet. They
Oh,
went
yeah.
to the woods. You never heard anyone say, "I'm going to Providence" or "I'm going to
Nope.
Woonsocket." It was never that. It was going, and so I'm just going back to kind of what you were saying. You don't think of it, but
Yeah.
it's access, it's entitlement, it's no one would ever think discretionary option of the woods, rural environment.
Woonsocket wasn't on the list.
Woonsocket was not on the list, John.
Is that because we're at such a high level it doesn't spike?
I really don't. Nothing
Actually-
nothing I say won't get me in trouble. So I'm just going to decline answering that.
I see an article today in Go Local Prov, which says deadly. I don't know if it's nitazines or nitazines. It's apparently 800 times more potent than morphine. It was an artificial or synthetic drug made in the 1950s as a painkiller, but never approved for medical use. Not even approved for medical use due to high risk of overdose and severe side effects.
Right.
So they're finding it in the pills that are being given
Well,
out.
that's the philosophical thing I was alluding to a moment ago, and I don't know if we want to poll the panel on this, but obviously, if you can save a life of someone who's made a mistake or been a victim of greedy people who have laced their daily drugs with bad things that will kill them, the whole thing with Narcan, they've anointed Narcan. I forget. Is it every high school in the state now has to have Narcan on the premises plus trained professionals to administer it? And so, but to me, I wondered. I remembered that, you know how they used to have the labels on things, don't put your fingers underneath the lawnmower while it's running, and dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, like
and I
McDonald's
heard
coffee is hot.
I heard an old timer one time say, but that's how we used to get rid of the stupid ones. That's how
Survival of the fittest.
society naturally evolved, because the ones who were too stupid to survive didn't.
That's why.
And I said, well, that's a
social
little-
media
that's a little
created the
harsh.
Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
I said, that's a little harsh, right?
Yeah.
But is Narcan actually fueling drug addiction? Because
There's
now
no
the threat
consequence.
of dying is gone,
No consequence.
unless the Narcan's not around. I don't know. Is that too deep for this Wednesday? I don't know.
No, we
if you
talked
wanna-
about this last week a little
Oh,
bit.
you did. I
Yeah.
missed that. I'm sorry.
It's not too. I don't think it's
We don't
too
have
deep
to.
at all. And I think it is a problem that they. I'm waiting for the day that somebody down in Providence decides to pass a law that says that now that Narcan is available and readily available for everybody everywhere, that if you don't administer it, you've committed a crime.
You think that's where it's heading, right?
Oh yeah.
And heading
Oh,
at
yeah.
highway speeds?
Oh yeah. Probably. As a matter of fact, this article I point to with this nitazine, I think back, like my wife is allergic to, what's the other? What's the one we have now? Fentanyl. And
Oh, yeah?
they use fentanyl when they put you out for medical procedures. It's
Yeah,
part of.
you'd be
'cause I know
surprised, yeah.
When I had part of my heart procedures, one of them was something where they didn't knock me out. I was awake, but they numbed me.
It
And it
was.
included a very, very minuscule amount of fentanyl in it. And I noticed that when I looked at the log you can look at now of all the procedures and read everything.
Right, yeah.
But my wife, when she had gone for her endoscopy, got very ill after it.
Yeah.
And it was because of the fentanyl. So
Yeah.
they have to now give her
Well, they're always very careful about
anytime
that,
they
John,
knock
but
her out, they now exclude anything that has
anesthesia
fentanyl
is
in it.
getting a bad rap at these. They're trying
But-
not to put you completely out because it's much easier for them to tell how much you're out if you're only half out.
Right.
Because they can see
see
from
you.
your behavior and your whether or not you're this much or that much. But if you are completely out, boy, they got to be looking at the blood pressure and everything else and hope they're getting it right because you're not giving them any feedback.
But I just wonder how severe this stuff must be if it's worse
Yeah.
than fentanyl, which is, I mean, when I looked at the absolutely minuscule amount that was in mine and the effect it has.
Well, I would think it would be little, and I only say that because the few articles I read surrounding Narcan is that it does. I mean, for if someone's not overdosing and it's accidentally
Right, it
given to
doesn't
someone who's
harm
right, it doesn't harm them. So I would assume it has to be, if any at all. I don't know. We should look into that, I guess. The discussion we had last week, since you missed it, Joe and Tim, with Joe, sorry, Dave and Tim, is he kind of broached it because I think we were talking about back to school, colleges, whatever, and I think he was referencing URI maybe had been talking about having every RA be in possession
Right.
of Narcan. And I used to be an
trained
RA in college,
trained
and
in
I was
its
like,
use.
I don't think I would have thought it's a big deal. I mean, there is liability. I agree with, Dave in some regards. Like, I wonder about that piece down the road, but I'd rather have something than nothing. If I'm witnessing someone have like an overdose reaction,
Right. You
seizing,
wanna
whatever
do
it is,
something.
I'd rather have something in my. I mean, you can call 911, but you might be waiting 10 minutes for that ambulance
15,
to come, or
20.
15 or longer. So at least I would feel more peace of mind knowing I had something in my
Yeah.
possession that I could try. And so in having a kid at college now, and I referenced this on the air, like I never wanted to be that mom that was naive enough to think that my kid would never try drugs or do drugs or whatever. You hope that you raise your kids to make good choices.
They might
and,
get drugs they didn't know they took.
and I would
That's
rather, right, and that as well. Things can be laced and things can be slipped into things and all the things. But it's just to have it available because it is available. What is the harm in making it available? As long as there's no harm reaction if it's given to someone who wasn't actually, in fact, overdosing, which evidently it's not. So I don't know.
Under the FAFO concept, which for the radio we'll call fool around and find out.
Oh.
It's not really that, but we'll call it fool around and find
But
out.
it's an F word.
You know, when you talk about kids who take a pill that they got from somebody and, oh, it's laced with something, it's like, wait a minute, time out. Whoever taught this kid that it would even be a consideration to ever take a pill from somebody who is not a registered pharmacist?
Yeah.
I
Well-
will tell you, having two girls.
Mentally, who would conceptualize that as a rational thing?
Someone who isn't fully conceptualizing all the possibilities.
And I have two very responsible kids that I think nothing of sending them in their backpacks for sports with a couple of Advils on
Right.
certain times of the month, where whatever it is,
Yeah.
headaches, whatever things,
Yeah.
right? Might have
It
aches.
came out of a bottle you bought at a pharmacy.
Exactly. It is known, like a friend of theirs might have a headache. Hey, have an Advil. Like I have it with me. Like you think nothing of it, and I do think there is that piece that's very naive, and it's not that it's not educated kids. It's just it happens.
They have no reason to distrust,
Yeah.
so they don't.
They're
Well,
offering something that yes,
I gotta
exactly.
tell you, 21st
So-
century, the solid answer is, no matter what they offer you, no matter whether you need it or not, don't take it. Period.
There you go. Hey,
Until you
listen,
come home.
U.S. News and World Report, fairly widely respected publication down through the years.
Yes.
Is it still? It seems to be.
think
I don't
it's
hear
only-
anything bad
I
about
think
them.
it's only digital now, frankly.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Well, they're probably digital because they're putting out reports on broadcast media to get some attention. This is how they do it. Free
do.
advertising. Let's say something stupid and put it in the broadcast
They
media
do
so we can get some
college
attention.
rankings every year that nobody pays attention
Well, that
to.
you also
Well,
pay for
this
because
is
they do
kinda
the same
like
thing
that.
for long-term care facilities. So you're buying that.
It's like consumer
I want
It's like
Yes.
a certain magazine in Rhode Island that does
What
its
are you
rankings
talking about?
depending on
I'm-
how much you spend on advertising.
And then they can conveniently drop that rate because they just want your business.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm.
We all know what's happening.
Yep.
But I want to put the camera on John and just leave it there when he hears the punchline of this one. U.S. News and World Report recently released its rankings of 18,000 high schools nationwide. In Rhode Island, 58 of our high schools made it onto the list of the U.S. News and World Report. And here's the top 5 in Rhode Island. Are you ready?
Ready.
Classical.
if you're watching on TV, watch John's face.
Barrington.
Number 1, Classical High School, Providence. Number 2, Barrington High School. Number 3, East Greenwich.
High School.
Number 4, Portsmouth. Number 5,
Middletown.
Blackstone Valley Prep High School, a charter school.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Not surprised?
No.
He's just doing this to get my goat now, isn't he?
No.
I thought for sure you'd be surprised.
No. Blackstone Valley Prep has had many years to mature and mold itself into something that's been successful, and they've done it. They've done it well.
Well, it's among the 18,000 best in the nation and the top 5 of Rhode Island.
Now, who did they knock off from last year?
I don't know. We have to take another message here from Navigant Credit Union. Tim, please do the honors.
Okay, Dave. It's back to school, and we've talked about this certainly a lot, and that is our Embark account for young students. It's a digitally focused account intended for 13 to 22-year-olds. You open this account with a simple $10 balance, a deposit, just like you would on any of our other accounts, to become a member of the credit union, and then you enjoy absolutely no fees. You also get a money management tool, a round-up to savings account, so you can help your child when they spend money using their debit card. The difference will get rounded up to the nearest dollar and put into their savings account. Parents still have full control over those debit cards because they have card controls, and they can turn cards off, turn them on, choke down on where they're used. So that's always a great feature. But kids also can get mobile deposits and mobile alerts. And it's just a great tool for young people to learn the skills of money management. So if you're interested in helping your young person along the path, if you're a grandparent, if you're a parent, head into our Park Avenue location or any of our other 25 locations. And also, certainly you can do this online as well at navigantcu.org or give us a call 233-4700.
Thank you very much, Tim. Navigant Credit Union brought you this portion of Conversation on Coffee and they do so each Wednesday. About 8:45, we come back with a lightning round and lots of dumb stuff to make quick comments about after this break. ON 1240.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
ON Radio.
All right, it's time now for the lightning round here. I like to do this because Melissa likes to have a lot of quick responses.
Yeah, if we don't like the story, move on to the next.
That's
It's
right,
like a
move
lot,
right
yeah.
on to the next one.
All
Let's
right.
not get down in the weeds on any of these. Powerball. Who has won recently?
Well, none of us.
Fabulous Denise
Because
won.
we're
I
all
won a
sitting
free
here.
ticket.
Fabulous Denise won.
I won a free
Did
ticket
she?
last
How
week.
much?
She did. I don't know if she wants me to say, but it's more than she's ever won before in cash, and it's not a whole lot of money.
Okay.
But she was just stupefied. Actually, now the question comes. I actually purchased the ticket for her at the Broster House when we were eating out last Friday night. And I purchased the ticket from Sandy at the counter and handed it to her. This is your weekly ticket, dear. And then she looked at it and said, "Hey, it's a winner." I
See?
said, "How much you win?" She told me. I says,
Well, there's dinner.
"Is that the first time you ever won that much?" She says, "Yeah.
Oh, well, yay.
It's 4 times what I won before." So that's not bad. So anyway, she was pretty
Is
happy
it enough
about
to
it.
go on a vacation?
No,
No.
no, it isn't.
That's what you hope for.
I'm still
at the very
looking forward
least.
to the day when I can win enough to exceed the value of the 3-speed bike I won from Channel 6 on a raffle in 1966.
Oh my! Oh my!
Ooh, was it a Huffy?
Well, it's
You know, it's funny when Tim
$1.3
snorts.
billion Your cash out is $589 million before taxes. Is there anyone at the table who wouldn't take the cash out?
I'll totally take the cash out and give half of it away.
Take the cash out, let them keep the rest of the money and keep the taxes down, right?
Yep.
Okay. Next,
Madness.
there is now a COVID spray. A vaccine and a spray. You shoot it up your nose.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're aware of it?
No, I have heard of it, and it actually didn't. To me, it makes
Comes
sense.
from
I guess
Saarbrücken, Germany.
there's a lot of like I'm a migraine sufferer. We've talked about this. There's a lot of migraine meds that are like instant relief that are similar. You just spray it in your nose. So very interesting. It seems a lot less threatening to people to do that than get
Take
a shot in the arm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not in
Okay.
your bloodstream. You're inhaling it. It's that whole thing.
Right.
You know.
Here's something for John in his part-time job. You might like this one, John. American pessimism is growing as a majority of people in our country believe the American dream is no longer true. Polling from the Wall Street Journal NORC
That's not
Research
pessimism,
Center
That's realism.
found that when asked about the state of the economy, 45% of respondents said it will get worse over the next year. We know it. While
Only
29% said it'll stay about the same, which it means that you're backsliding if it stays the same because the costs keep going up. According to the survey, 69% of respondents are abandoning the so-called American dream, with less than a quarter of the people saying they're very confident they could buy a home if they wanted to. Findings also show that 30% of the people say the cost of living is not a problem now, but it will be soon. And I'm going to hand you
I
this
think
so you
that's
can have it for
that's a
later.
fair assessment of a reasonable understanding by society about what's going on today. I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
So you think everybody's getting it? Any comments from the
No, I-
rest here?
I would have to
I love
agree
how
with
they
that.
say soon, and I'm thinking we're there. Like
Yeah.
it's there.
Oh, gosh, yeah. All during the pandemic when we were getting that free money, I says, you're going to have
yeah.
to pay it back. Oh, no, you don't have to pay it back. You just wait. The cost of living is going to go up, and you're going to have to pay it back.
But we're in a society of immediate gratification. So as long as
Yeah.
it was helping me then, that's great. I don't care
right.
what happens tomorrow.
The
I'll deal with
question that was posed, and I know it's dangerous for me to admit that I did this, but driving to drop off the dog and come here,
Yeah.
just to be ready for this, I listened to Morning Joe, and and one of the conversations they were having.
Joe's
is,
not on in the morning anymore. I'm on in the morning, and Joe is here at Coffee
I'm
Inn.
talking about
Yeah,
MS
all right, I know it.
MSDNC's
I know it.
Morning
I've
Joe.
got to play stupid, though.
But the conversation did go around the table asking about whether they believed, as our parents did, that their children would have much better opportunity and do better than they did, and whether that still holds true for today's parents raising children, whether they believe that their children will thrive and do better economically than they did as their parents. And I guess the general consensus was more so in this line, where it's like, no, we don't expect to see that happen with the world events going on and with the economies the way they are and how things are being done. They don't believe that it's going to happen in general. But in that light, one of the good things that happens, somebody was called out on the, what do you call it, the Fed governors that work on the, what's it?
The Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve. One of the governors, that woman,
That Trump's fired. Tried to.
Lisa Cook.
Yeah.
She's been accused by Trump of mortgage fraud, and so somebody went to visit one of the houses, the residence she listed as a primary residence, and talked with the person renting it. I'll leave it there.
Primary
That's
residence.
called the swamp.
Yep.
That you're trying to empty.
Yeah.
It's part of the swamp.
All right.
People
Ne-
who have rules for thee but not
Next.
for me.
Next topic.
Next.
Melissa
You need a
votes
bell.
next topic. Is there a second? All right. A new study says motion sickness while driving can be relieved by putting on some soft music.
Actually, that's what causes my wife's nausea.
Yeah.
It's my
That's soft
yacht
music?
rock radio.
Researchers at Southwestern University in China. We're going a ways to get this one. Studied 30 volunteers who are prone to motion sickness and monitored their brain activity during a simulated driving task. Volunteers were given several different types of music to listen to. The Beatles didn't do it. The Rolling Stones didn't do it. Matchbox 20 didn't do it.
Obviously.
Montavani was number one. Right. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, don't care.
Don't care.
I'm usually driving.
I don't think this is a valid study.
I'm
Next.
making my passengers
I don't
sick.
experience it
I'm making my
myself, so I don't know.
passengers sick by my driving. That's all.
All right, so thumbs up, thumbs down, and or don't care. So, comedian Drewski is going viral for pretending to be a white man at a NASCAR race. The black comedian has millions of followers on social media, which means that somebody likes them, I suppose, 2 or 3 people, and is famous for his videos where he pretends to be other people. In his latest viral video, it shows him in whiteface, sporting a mullet, overalls, chewing tobacco, and a cowboy hat while hanging out with white people at a NASCAR race. No one in the video suspects that it's actually Drewski. On Tuesday night, the video racked up over 11 million views in just 3 hours. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or don't care?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Ooh,
Nothing can good come
It's
from
unanimous.
that conversation.
Right. Don't care.
it's unanimous. Okay. Did you hear about that bill introduced related to the mortuary incident? Remember the coroner, elected coroner, had all these corpses that they were just sitting around,
yeah.
Yep.
not doing anything? Now the lawmaker in Colorado has said, we need a law against that. Like there wasn't one already.
Isn't that concerning?
But we need a law against
Well,
that.
I mean, sure.
So passing a law is going to stop this stuff?
It's probably in commercial law so that the
Exactly.
people, the families of the people whose bodies have not been properly dealt with can do something about it.
That's right.
But I don't know that it's in criminal law.
All right. Next topic. Cardi B is being cleared of assault charges in her civil trial in Los Angeles. You've been waiting for the news since 2018. Melissa? Thumbs up, thumbs down, don't care.
Don't care.
Tim?
Oh, thumbs up. Thumbs
John.
up. Thank
You're a
God.
Cardi B fan?
Not really.
Who is Cardi B, John says.
No, I remember Cardi B,
Okay, you do?
Bill
Okay.
Clinton.
There you
What?
go.
No.
There you go.
Really?
No, was it George Bush?
Oh my
Was
gosh.
Wasn't it Barack Obama?
All right.
No, it was not.
I think since hearing P. Diddy got off with all of his charges, I just feel like famous people can buy their way out of anything. So there's nothing of substance.
Thus it has ever been.
Yep. There's
Well, sure.
nothing of substance. So I
All you
don't
gotta
know
do
what
is
she
tell them what
even
you
is
are.
accused of. I don't even
Lemonade
know
G.
what the case involved. It doesn't matter. You have money.
guy.
You can get off.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that.
All right, there are shakeups with the continuing cast of Saturday Night Live TV show.
I did hear that. I did.
Additional changes include Ben Marshall being upped to featured cast. When you're the featured cast is the regulars.
Yep. And then
I
you
don't know if you realize there's a hierarchy among the
Yep.
players. They used to call them not ready for primetime players before everybody got woke.
Yep.
And they you come in as a also.
It's a writer too,
Additional
right? You're
thing,
You're
yeah.
generally a writer in that case.
Well, not necessarily, but they encourage the actors to write along with everybody else because it's a lot of work. So Ben Marshall's going up to featured cast alongside with Veronica Slowakowska. I said that wrong. Jeremy Culhane, Cam Patterson, Tommy Brennan.
I know none
Well,
of these
memorize
names.
those names because
don't-
in a couple of months they'll be household words.
The important
won't
thing
they?
is who they get rid of.
There was a
Not
blonde
my
Coming
chick
up.
household.
that is
Yeah.
in
Coming up.
commercials.
I got it right here.
All right, there you go.
All right. On the way out, the roster refresh of SNL follows the departure of Heidi Gardner.
That's a mistake unless she left on her own. If they got rid of her,
After
that's a
8
mistake.
seasons, Michael Longfellow and
Also a
Devin
mistake.
Walker after 3 seasons each.
Devin-
Emil Joachim never made it to the sustaining players in just 1 season, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And like that. And season 51 premieres on NBC October 4th, which means I can watch the show again. I do not watch the reruns.
I haven't watched that show in years.
Yeah, Heidi Gardner.
I know,
she's,
but-
They have,
she's
they have a
good.
guy,
I have so many
Johnson, the guy's his last name, I think. He does Trump actually really well. It's kind of funny.
I have.
It's
I
not
have,
the Alec Baldwin version of Trump.
No.
It's the more satirical version of
That's
Trump.
right.
I prefer.
You mean it's humorous for a change?
It's actually humorous. Yeah.
I have so many friends that work on that show. And of course, at one time I was invited to be a cast member, so I have a special affinity, and I always check in
hey,
to see
how
what's
about
going
getting
on.
some tickets
you know
for the
what
cast
Saturday
here? I'd
Night
like to
Live
go
is
see
good
it.
for us old farts? And I'm not talking about you.
By that he meant
You know what
me.
Saturday
He was
Night Live
pointing
is
at
good
me.
for?
The radio folks listening can't see, but he
It's
was
like
pointing to me.
The Reader's Digest of social, what's going on.
Yeah.
You want to at least know what's going on in the world with young people.
Yeah.
Watch Saturday Night Live, and you'll get what's going on in the world. It may disgust you, but
Right.
you know what's going on. You'll know what's popular, know what's in social media. You'll know all of this stuff. It's your Reader's Digest. You get it all right there on that 190-minute show a week,
Right. That's when
which
they're
they
not.
only do 8 times
when they're
during
not-
the year.
It's one
They've got
thing
it down to
It's one
nothing.
thing to be satirical. It's another than to be just massively one-sided political,
Yeah.
which is offensive to a lot of people.
Well, listen, we had one left, and that is Rosie O'Donnell is apologizing for saying nasty things about the Minneapolis shooter and calling him a MAGA person. Turns out she was corrected because he hates Trump, so he couldn't be a MAGA person.
No, he hates everybody.
So she went online, did a little video saying, "The truth is, I messed up, and when you mess up, you fess up. I'm sorry." And
Yeah.
she did this from
Care
her.
less
Where
about
does she
Rosie
live now?
O'Donnell.
Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah, she does not
Good.
live in this country because
Good.
she doesn't want to be here with.
Good. Goodbye.
Thumbs up.
Get out.
Thumbs down.
The
Don't
fact
care.
that Rosie O'Donnell lives
Don't
in Ireland,
care.
thumbs up. The
I'll
fact
give
that
her a
Rosie
thumbs
O'Donnell
up
don't
for
care.
her honesty.
There you go. And I'll say, don't care. All right, that does our show. It's time to say goodbye, Melissa.
Goodbye.
M-I-C.
Goodbye.
See you real soon.
And you,
I
Tim.
know we.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And John, you're gonna do Jackie.
Keep enjoying this beautiful weather and enjoy the God-given day.
Thank you very much. Now, I was going through the archives just the other day, going through some of the coffee ants to make them ready for the channel, the Barker channel. They had all the old shows on, and they run one after another. And I came across a coffee ant where Jackie was giving the messages from years ago.
Oh, you should send me a
And
link to that. I'd
it
like to
just
see that.
Turned my head. I'll give you the whole show.
Yeah.
I can give it to you because I own it.
That's true. You
All
can.
right, so I don't have to worry about copyright. Folks, coming up next, we have Gary Smith and the crew right here on this radio channel. And thanks to all of you for tuning in today. If you missed any portion of our program today, you can catch it on demand in just a few minutes after I navigate all the vagaries of the internet and get it posted for you. Or you can listen again tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., like I do, because I'm up working at that time. Make it a good day, everybody. Whew, my goodness, what a day.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union.